Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that literally touches the lives of millions. Yet, it's still so often surrounded by whispers, confusion, and just a whole lot of misunderstanding. We are demystifying menopause. We're going to take a deeply empathetic look at the biology, validate those very real symptoms you or someone you love might be experiencing, and, most importantly, equip you with 5 proven actionable solutions based on the brilliant insights of Dr. Akiko. If you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, well, you're in exactly the right place and you are absolutely not alone. Okay, let's dive right into this. How many times have you, or maybe a loved one, felt this overwhelming wave of just unexplained fatigue, or maybe a fierce emotional shift out of nowhere, or a sudden crazy change in body temperature and thought, wait, is it just aging or is this menopause? That confusion is so incredibly common. And honestly, the frustration of not knowing what the heck is happening in your own body is completely valid. It's just so easy to brush these shifts off as getting older or, just working way too hard. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the menopause mystery, look at the biology behind the symptoms, explore the symptom spectrum, and then move right into medical relief strategies and lifestyle and daily habits. All right, Section 1, the menopause mystery, defining the timeline of transition. A lot of women don't even realize they're officially in menopause until a very specific milestone is already in the rearview mirror. And that milestone is represented by this number, 12, as in 12 consecutive months without a period. By definition, a doctor can actually only diagnose menopause once a full year has passed without a cycle. So what does that mean? It means the realization is entirely retrospective. You literally only know you've hit menopause after you look back and realize, oh wow, it's been a whole year. But the actual physical and emotional transition, that is much, much longer. It's represented by the number 10. The whole menopausal period actually spans a full 10 years. Usually it's about 5 years before that final period and 5 years after. And while the average age for that final period is around 50, this 10-year window varies wildly from person to person. For some, it starts in their early 40s, and for others, not until their late 50s. Moving on to Section 2, biology behind the symptoms, the miscommunication in the body. If you've been feeling totally out of control lately, please, time out. Stop blaming yourself. This is not a lack of willpower, it is purely internal mechanics. And this brilliantly illustrates what we can call the overbearing boss scenario happening right inside your brain. Think of it like this. Step 1, the hypothalamus, that's the big boss in your brain, orders hormones like estrogen. Step 2, the pituitary gland acts like middle management and relays that message down to the factory floor. But step 3, the ovaries, our factory, are aging, and they simply fail to produce those hormones. They literally just don't have the materials anymore. But here's the catch. The boss doesn't know the factory is out of materials. So when the ovaries can't produce those hormones, the brain completely panics. It starts shouting louder, misfiring these chaotic, intense signals all over the body. It overstimulates your blood vessels, it overstimulates your nerves, and it causes your muscles to completely tense up. So those frantic signals from a very confused brain, that is the direct biological cause of your physical symptoms. Which brings us to Section 3, the symptom spectrum, categorizing the chaos. Now, it's one thing to have symptoms, right? But when this chaos actually starts disrupting your daily life, like when doing chores feels literally impossible or your quality of life just plummets, that's when it crosses the line from a normal transition into what's medically called a menopausal disorder. To help make sense of all this, we can break this chaos down into 3 distinct buckets. Go ahead and mentally check off what you might be feeling. First, autonomic symptoms. This includes those famous hot flashes, sudden intense sweating, and facial flushing. Second, physical pain. Things like headaches, stubbornly stiff shoulders, back pain, and just a profound, heavy fatigue. And third, mental health. This includes feelings of depression, intense irritability, and really frustrating insomnia. But wait, it's not just the classic signs you hear joked about on TV. There are actually surprising symptoms that catch so many people completely off guard. We're talking things like Meniere's-like dizziness, where the whole room feels like it's spinning, unexplained itchy skin, and even genital pain or itchiness. I really want to validate right now that these lesser-known symptoms are completely 100% normal during this transition. And here is the really good news. They very often disappear entirely once the menopausal transition concludes. Let's turn to Section 4, medical relief strategies, hormone replacement, and compo medicine. So now that we understand the mystery and the biology, let's look at some evidence-based solutions. Starting with one Dr. Akiko highlights boldly. She says, "I am not usually a proponent of medication, but Japanese women should consider using hormone therapy more." So the crucial point here is that we need to address the massive elephant in the room, the widespread fear of side effects, specifically the fear of breast cancer that surrounds hormone replacement therapy, or HRT. Let's just look at the actual data to ease those fears, shall we? Using estrogen-only HRT for up to 15 years does not raise your risk of breast cancer. Seriously. In fact, common lifestyle factors like smoking, obesity, or drinking alcohol actually carry a statistically higher risk for breast cancer than this therapy. Meanwhile, using short-term HRT offers incredible benefits for your bone density, your skin's elasticity, and your mental clarity. Now, a quick caveat. It is important to note that HRT is restricted for folks with a history of thrombosis or stroke, but for so many, it's a highly safe and super effective tool. And this builds perfectly into our second medical strategy, Compo, or traditional Chinese medicine. What is truly brilliant about Compo is that it isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's actually tailored to your specific body type. For instance, Toki Shakuyaku-san is perfect for someone with a frail, cold, or anemic build who's suffering from chills. If your main struggle is mental strain, like anxiety or insomnia, Kami Shoyo-san is your go-to. And for folks with a sturdier, solid build dealing with intense hot flashes and heavy sweating, Keishu Piclorio-gan is highly effective. It is personalized medicine at its absolute finest. Finally, Section 5, Lifestyle and Daily Habits, Exercise, Diet, and Mindful Sleep. These are the actionable interventions you have complete control over every single day to quiet down that panicked brain. First up is exercise. Notice how differently it chemically empowers your body. Aerobic exercise, like a brisk walk or a light jog, directly boosts your serotonin levels. That's your body's natural happy chemical, which beautifully calms down irritability. Alternatively, strength training boosts testosterone, which drastically increases your motivation and positive drive. And hey, remember, you absolutely don't need to be a bodybuilder. Simple daily actions like choosing the stairs over the elevator, or honestly just maintaining good, strong posture, absolutely count as muscle training. Next up is your diet. Remember how we said the brain is shouting for materials? Well, these foods are exactly what it's demanding. Protein from meat, eggs, and fish provides the fundamental building blocks your body needs to manufacture hormones. Good fats, like omega-3s, avocados, and coconut oil, provide immediate energy and act as the transport system for those hormones. And isoflavones, found in soy products, are incredible because they naturally mimic female hormones in the body, helping to smooth out those really severe dips. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it forces us to completely rethink a major health myth. For years, we've been conditioned to fear LDL cholesterol as the ultimate bad guy. But actually, LDL cholesterol isn't all bad at all. It is the fundamental, essential building block your body literally uses to create estrogen. Incorporating those good fats is absolutely critical because your body desperately needs those building blocks right now to manufacture the hormones it's missing. Finally, let's look at how to conquer that stubborn insomnia and mental exhaustion with 3 charmingly mindful sleep hacks straight from Dr. Akiko. Number 1, the eyeball pose. Literally just place your hands on your head and look up at the sky. This super simple physical shift helps regulate your nervous system and your hormones. Number 2, journaling. Taking just a quick moment to write down a good thing that happened or maybe some help you received that day really calms the mind before bed. And number 3, 1-spoon meditation. During dinner, take just 1 single spoonful and chew it incredibly slowly, just savoring every single flavor. It grounds you, it stops that racing mind, and it beautifully preps your body for deep, restorative rest. So, we've covered the hidden 10-year timeline, the panicked biological signals, the wide spectrum of symptoms, and 5 proven ways to find relief through medicine, diet, exercise, and sleep. Which leaves us with one final vital question. Will you let menopause control you, or will you take back control? This transition is inevitable, sure, but suffering through it, that absolutely doesn't have to be. Armed with this knowledge, you now have the tools to turn a time of physical chaos into a really empowered chapter of mindful living. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. And hey, here's to taking back your vitality.